Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is April and today I have a Paris thrift haul for you. If you didn't know, I recently just got back from Paris. I visited in October, and while I was there, I made sure to go secondhand shopping so I can share my experience with all of you guys. Now, the thrift stores in Paris are very expensive, but I did manage to find one amazing and winning thrift store that was affordable and still had one-of-a-kind items. I think I visited about 6 to 8 thrift stores over there, and these are all the items I found, and I will be trying them on for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started. So the first thrift store is, what was it called? Oh, it was called Mad Vintage. Now, before I went thrifting, I asked you guys on Instagram if you knew of any thrift stores in Paris that I should check out, and you guys came through and gave me so many suggestions. So I think I did stop by most of the ones that you guys suggested. Mad Vintage had a bunch of cool printed clothes, however most of them were over 30 euros, which is equivalent to about 33 US dollars. I did pick out a bunch of items I liked to try on to see which ones were worth purchasing. The fitting rooms were annoying because there were no hooks to hang your bags or clothes, so I had to pile everything on the stool. But then again, I don't think people buy or try on as many items as I do, so it might not be a problem. I love the color of this skirt, but the belt buckle that is attached to it is really messed up and hard and crunchy, so I didn't think it was worth over 30 euros to buy. I didn't get much from there. What I did get was a pair of high-waisted plaid pants. So these pants were 25 euros, and I chose them because they fit me perfectly, high-waisted, and I love the plaid print. The next item I got from Mad Vintage is this blouse. It has this ruching, elastic ruching at the waist. It is a little bit bigger on me, but I just couldn't say no to the pretty prints and this awesome wide collar. I also really like that there's buttons down the front. A lot of these used clothing stores were in the same area kinda, so you could kinda hit up all of them in one day if you wanted to. And you do have to go on days that they're open as well, because I know some of them have different hours and days that they are open. So next to Mad Vintage was another thrift store called Vintage by Raymen. And what caught my eye at first was the racks of dresses that were outside. This one isn't right next to Mad Vintage, but it is in the same shopping area. And I feel like once you find this one, you'll stumble upon the rest. These dresses were one of a kind and so beautiful. The prices of them were all over 30 euros, and as much as I love them, I just don't need any more dresses at home. And I also wanted to save room in my luggage for the rest of my trip. So I did find this really cute pink striped sweater, and I decided to get it because it was only 15 euros, which was more on the cheap side over there. Next up is Kiloshop, which was nearby Vintage by Ramin. I first looked through this pile of clothes because everything was only 4 euros, but I didn't find anything. The rest of the clothes is weighed per kilo, and unfortunately I never got to experience it because I didn't find any clothes I liked. I did, however, find a bunch of awesome scarves to tie around my neck, but those were individually priced between 4 to 7 euros. Next door was Kiloshop Kawaii, where they had more pastel clothing and Japanese kimonos, which was a trend in a lot of the thrift stores. Overall, I thought it was okay. I was expecting more Japanese fashion, but a lot of the things looked the same as the other store. As you can see, there was a lot of people shopping this day, so I recommend going on a weekday because it was a struggle squeezing past people to shop, especially because all the thrift stores are very narrow and jam-packed. Here's a sign that explains how the weighing works. I think it says green tags are 30 euros per kilo and red tags are 60 euros per kilo. I don't know. If any of you have shopped here before, leave a comment down below and explain how it works or tell us how much your clothes were. Down the street was another vintage store called Free P Star. I didn't spend too much time looking, but thought I'd throw it in to show you guys that it was in the same area. Here are all the pretty scarves I found at Kiloshop. They varied in price between 4 to 7 euros. Alright, the next thrift store I went to was called Bis Boutique Solidaire, and I found this yellow blouse there. I just really loved this color, so I decided to get this, and this was one of the cheaper thrift stores as well. I really like this one because it was very affordable. This was only 8 euros, so I would compare the prices to Savers here where I live. As you can see, a lot of the items are under 10 euros, which is crazy cheap compared to the first few vintage stores. We actually visited this store a different day, so it's not in the same area as the rest, but you could walk to it in about 20 minutes. The only thing I didn't care for about this thrift store is that they had a lot of H&M and Hollister items, and I could just get those things here, so it wasn't as unique to me. Alright, the next thrift store, I don't remember where we were walking around at, but it was called Vintage World, and that is where I found this gorgeous blouse right here. Vintage World is also in the same area as Vintage by Raymen and Kiloshop. I guess we didn't see it the other day or it was closed, but on our last day we decided to go back to that area, and that's when we found it. Most items were over 30 euros, which is crazy expensive, and they look like they're all purchased wholesale according to the tags. I didn't think I'd buy anything, but I found this beautiful button-down blouse and fell in love with the print and oversized collar. So the price of this one was a little more expensive. It was 30 euros, but I decided to get it because when you're traveling, and especially if you're shopping at a thrift store, what are the chances that you're going to find another item like it? So I say go for it if you see something you like. All right, we're down to our last thrift store, which I think is the best thrift store in Paris. It is called ChineMachine. Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but I did find 3 items of clothing there and a pair of shoes. This thrift store is the furthest away from the rest in beautiful Montmartre, which is hands down me and Eric's favorite part of Paris. Be sure to check out my second channel to see why we love it. I think this is the best vintage store in Paris because it didn't look like everything was just purchased wholesale, and the prices were very affordable, between 7 to 15 euros. They also have a downstairs level with more women clothing. So the first item I found there were these overall shorts. The next item I picked up from ChineMachine is this ruffled blouse. It feels very silky and has ruffles going up in a V shape. Next from ChineMachine, I picked up this wool coat. That was originally big on me, so I gave it to my sister and she ended up washing it, so that made me a little bit sad because now the collar is just not laying correctly anymore. So this is actually what the jacket looked like when I first brought it home. You can see how sharp the edges were on the collar. It was too big on me, but after my sister washed it, it's actually my size now. And the fourth and last item I found there are these super adorable flats. I hardly ever find nice shoes at the thrift store that I like, so when I saw these and they were in my size, I had to get them. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching my Paris thrift haul. Let me know down in the comments where you think I should go thrifting next. And if you're interested in seeing other things I did while I was in Paris, check out my second channel, The Coolirpa Show. Also, let me know down in the comments which of these items that I found were your favorite. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!